Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good my afternoon. It is Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. How's everybody doing today? So we did have a few moves that happened yesterday. I didn't get into a lot of them. We have new OCs. We have new DCs. Jim Leonard for the Bills as a DC. All of that stuff happened. And you know what? Doesn't matter. Smoke and Dad has entered the building. Uh-oh. You know what I got to do. It's that time. It's your favorite song to hate there, Michael Dead MDE. Good morning, Nick. Yeah, yesterday, I'm going to make Mondays and Wednesdays like a draft profile focus for my shows. ETSD 3750 therapist. That's okay. I'll do another mock later to knock $12.50 off your bill. So, Giants got Nagy as OC. Yep. Steve Bauer. Woohoo, mock. It's good to see you, Brent. We appreciate you being here. I appreciate all the long timers. As you see, I finally got the channel name right. It now says in the tag when you look it up, Kneecap with Motor City. Working on a few things. I got a banner on the YouTube page now. I'm going to work on a watermark using my logo. I got to get the background out of it. I just want that little guy showing up in the corner of the chat over here where it goes live. Just trying to make it a little more professional, a little more user-friendly. Still going to be 18 and up, so I can sit here and say bullshit. But I have to say unalive when we're talking about things where people don't breathe anymore. Whether it's by their own hand or not. So technically, we can't even talk about Unalive Awareness Month. We got to get back to loving each other, people, as a country. Because left wing or right wing, they don't give two craps about us. Been that way ever since they created the personal income tax. And I'll leave it at that. So do I have to call that Unaliving Awareness Month now? We all know that's November because that's when they have Veterans Day. So that bill was passed in 1913 and went into law in 1914. The same year they passed the law that stopped the congressman from getting paid per diem and started getting a salary. Yeah, that's when the public's interest stopped happening because that's when lobbyists were able to evade campaign funds for their vote. Okay. So what it is, they were on the pup all season. They did not take a snap in the regular season. When a player is on the pup, especially ones on newer contracts, last year of a rookie contract, first year of the second, yes and no. If it costs you more to get rid of them, yes, you have to keep them. And I think it would with Levi O, and I think it would with Pascal because he's technically on the last year of his rookie deal because it was a prove it deal we gave Levi O, and he never got a chance to play for it. Levi is the only one that's shown flashes when he's been on the field. Pascal has been a bump on the log. I think Pascal's gone either way. Yeah, we didn't get basically their money last year comes off the books now. And that means it's more cap room to roll over to cover that 8 million over. And they're already included in the 8 million over this year because their contract was never negated. Do you see what I'm getting at there? The rollover does not happen till 2 weeks after the Super Bowl when the team re-signing period starts. I believe that's going to be uh, February 18th and March 11th is going to be when the free agency period starts. So until that happens, you don't see the rollover. And that's a projected that it'll be 305 to 308 million. It could be more, it could be less. And every year we've said that it's been more. I don't know if we'll ever get to see Pascal play because I think he's gone either way. Because what has he done when he's been on the field? Whereas Levi, it looks, I don't know. Levi, because he's depth at defensive tackle, and we will be getting rid of Reeder. And who knows if we'll be able to re sign Roy Lopez. So we may have to keep him. And if AQM wants to make more than what his recommended contract is of 8.5 million a year, go chase your money, young man. I say young man, but in NFL work age, he's the same age as me. He's 55 in NFL years at 31. Because 30 to 35 is when your average players retire out of the NFL unless you're a kicker or quarterback. And that number's coming down because of medical retirements lately. And again, we will not get Ragnow back. That ship has sailed. So let's look at 2026 free agent NFL. Thank you, Brent. All right. Right now, the number one free agent is still considered Hendrickson. But let's go specifically to center. Connor McGovern's number one. Linderbaum is considered fifth. I doubt that he'll stay there. Cade Mays is on here. I'm looking for the guy from the Cardinals. What's his name? He's not even on this list, so I don't think he's a free agent. Hmm. More than likely. But Sheldon Rankings now is he's the same age as DJ Reader, I believe. 33 years old. Dwayne King, good to see you, brother. Always good to see you. But I wouldn't mind getting Cade Mays if he's let walk out of Carolina. We all know the wish list is one Mr. Tyler Linderbaum. Ethan Posick is an older one. Cade Mays will be 27 this coming season. Tyler Linderbaum, 26. Luke Fortner out of New Orleans and Will Platt, they're both free agents out of New Orleans. Austin Schlottman, because they already re-signed John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, however you say his name. Let's go Detroit Lions football. One pride, all grit, never back down. Yes, yes. I think tomorrow I'm going to focus on everybody's favorite center for the lunchtime talk. Now let's go to tackle. Left tackle specifically, because I think we should leave Panay Sewell right where the hell he is. I do like McGovern too. But I think Cade Mays is who we need. Kelvin Beachum is one, but he's going to be 37, so I think he retires. Cam Robinson is 30. He's supposed to be one for, the guy that was traded from Houston to them. Spencer Buford is going to be 26 out of San Francisco. Joseph Noteboom is going to be 31 next year. Justin School, don't want him. He was awful for Minnesota. There isn't a lot of great names there. Let's see what at the right tackle position. Jonah Williams, who's going to be 28.2, which means he won't even turn 29 to the following season. He'll probably be a free agent for the Cardinals. Rob Havenstein is more than likely going to hit retirement. He'll be 34 going on 35 to start the season. Josh Jones, who did fine for Charles Cross, but he wasn't great, so it's kind of like up in the air on that one. Larry Borum was awful for the Dolphins. Charlie Heck is a backup for Tampa Bay. Andrews Pete will be 32 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Takuma Okorafor will be 29 for the Jets. That's where he came. I'm saying where they came from. DeMarco Jones, who we medically waived, I don't want him back. There isn't a lot out there at tackle. Go look at edge defender. Trey Henderson, Khalil Mack, Hassan Reddick, Joey Bosa, Malcolm Kuntz, Denico Autry, Leonard Floyd, Yoder Gross Matos. Gross Matos is a good one. Arden Key's going to be 30. Something to think about. But I like Joseph Asai and AJ Epinesa. Joseph Asai will be 26 next year. He's going to be more than likely let go from Cincinnati. They don't have the money. And then AJ Epinesa from the Buffalo Bills, who was the backup to Gregory Rousseau, the guy that backs up the starter. Yeah. Well, he can suggest it. That doesn't mean we go get him. But yeah, I think he would suggest it because he was a good right tackle. And when he had to come in as an extra because of starting some switching sides or whatever, he does play the swing tackle position too. But you gotta remember, this is before the free agency, the team resigning agency period, where they get to talk to him first. There's 2 weeks. No one gets to talk to him. I agree. Oh, Pat Rockwell and Moonscar Blade at the same time. Here you go, brothers. Good to see you. Not much. We're just bullshit talking about free agents because there isn't a lot out there, really, unless you're going to clear out a shit ton of cap, which we can do, but will they? Oh, would you get it depends on who's available. Like I said, if it comes down to where it's somebody who's not good, why take them? If it's somebody that's gonna be on the verge of retirement, I'm drafting a center, whether I sign a vet or not. I'm drafting a left tackle, whether I an offensive tackle, whether I sign a vet or not, to prepare for the future. This this let's just put a Band-Aid on something and pray to God it works thing hasn't worked for us. And the amount of money we have to clear to get these big names. Yeah, but we forget there's one team that has a crap load of money ahead of us, and they got his old coach, and he'll probably go there in the Giants. Linderbaum to the Giants, if the Ravens don't sign him, is probably 100% going to happen. What did I say when that draft happened? He's a perfect fit for Pittsburgh, but I hear they want Kenny Pickett, and they're going to make a mistake because they think Pickett could be the next Dan Marino with the tiniest hands in the NFL. Yep, that'll be nice. Like I said, that'll be right, and that's why I think they're going to draft those players for our future. Well, most of the cuts you have to make after June 1st, so that's prior to that. I'd restructure people. I wouldn't cut people. We have some people that can be restructured easily. One of them being Ali McNeil, because we just paid him a crap ton of money to have him come off the IR, have one good game, and look like shapoopoo. Okay, it wasn't a re-signing. You guys got to stop with it being a clown show because you got to understand the NFL rules. I hate that people are making this like we re-signed people. We didn't re-sign them. They were on the pup because it was the first year that Levi had a second contract. In the last year of a rookie contract, if a player is on the pup for the entire year, they automatically come back to the team for that 1 year of contract. That's what happened. We didn't sign them. People overreact over the stupidest shit. It's an NFL rule. It's the pup rule. Go look it up. I talked about this that they might be back. We're not re-signing them, and we didn't re-sign them. I think they'll still cut Josh Pascal. I think Levi's the only one that showed anything on the field when he's been on, and to let him try to prove it in the offseason that he's healthy enough to even get on the field. If not, he'll be gone too. It is not a shit show when it's the rules of the NFL. They had to leave him on the pup, or it costs more in dead cap. It's a dead cap thing more than it's a shit show. If people understood finances, they'd understand this stuff. It costs you more to get rid of them. I It costs you more to get rid of a guy on the last year of a rookie contract. In the first year of a prove it deal, it costs you dead cap money. We're already over the cap. Blaming I don't get blaming somebody for a rule that actually saves the team money. It has to do with money. Something we're going to be clamoring for this year. Something that I said 2 years ago when we did the first extensions and everything else, that this was the year that they're going to have to make a lot of moves to clear cap, because as they re-sign players and their cap goes up, and their rookie cap goes up every year against the cap, that we have to make room. And everybody sit there goes, "Oh, we got plenty, we got plenty, we got plenty." They were preparing for this because they knew they were going to have to restructure some people and clear cap that way. The one that hurt us the most last year was Frank Ragnow waiting to June 3rd to retire, because then his entire salary counted against us last year, even though he retired. That's why that March 15th date for retirement matters, because there's roster bonuses and everything else that's involved. You know, let's, I don't get it. I just should report the news, Brad, my man. Don't shoot the messenger. When Levi O was on the field, he actually played good. Go look it up. I'm not talking smack. I'm not talking shit. I don't get it. I love this team, and I'm trying to make it make sense to you. And if it doesn't make sense to you, I get it. It's not great that they're back, but it's not a clown show either. I don't get sometimes how people overreact to stuff. They even said it had to do with the rule of them being on the pup the entire season. If we'd activated them and waived them, it would have cost us more money in dead cap. I don't know what you wanted them to do. Leaving them on the pup, their salary didn't count against us. I like where we are at the opportunity in 2026. Our schedule is plus a solid offseason, I believe we will have. And the coach, I agree. I want to focus on the stuff we can. None of us can control this. I mean, the only way you control it is probably go on strike and not buy tickets. But guess what? It's an NFL shared revenue, so it doesn't matter what our ticket sales are. It matters what the leagues are, and if the league's attendance is up overall across the NFL, all the teams make the same amount of money. Video game enjoyer, hello, welcome. It looks like you got a JMO picture on there. Is that Gibbs? Just tell me who it is. The tiny picture, I can't tell from here. But it's a good time to be a Lions fan. I understand last year was disappointing, 9-8. We missed the playoffs. We had a winning season. We were last in the division. Our crowning glory is that we beat the team that won the division twice. And everybody should absolutely love the fact we beat Ben Johnson twice. RBF, good to see you, brother. But it is about that time I'm gonna do what everybody loves me to do. Yeah. As you see, it's already set up. I just gotta switch it to fast so it don't take forever. Caleb Lomu is right there. Don't like that trade. Don't like giving an extra pick. Don't like giving an extra pick. No trades today. Screw it. We're just gonna pick where we're at. I'm picking the guys that fixes our offensive line and gonna roll with it as is. Trip K&M's gone. Look at that. Now I gotta hunt for a big guy. He fell further. No, he didn't fall down. I don't think it's gonna take two off season to fix us. I think I think it's going to take this one because really what we need is offensive line more than anything. Him on the roster, that's a good thing because last year was his prove it. You gave him the prove it deal this year, and it worked out. Unlike with Charles Harris, it worked out. We just need to nail the draft, nail the free agency. I think it makes more sense to draft all O line first in the day one and day two. That's just me. And let's look at what we did. Mock draft number 44 since that Rams game. Taylor Lumu, Logan Jones, Traden Stoops, the 6'3" cornerback out of Arizona. Tariq Sapp, 6'3", 275 defensive end out of Florida. Jacoby Thomas out of Miami. Kendall Daniels out of Oklahoma. Riley Nowakowski, the tight end slash fullback out of Indiana. And Jack Strand out of the quarterback for the MSU Moorhead Dragons. Okay, it gives the majority of life fans upset how things have been going if it's the last two drafts. The Ragnow situation, et cetera, it has been building up. But this is the year to go offensive line. I think it's not as deep at the offensive line as it is at edge. There's good players that are going to be late in this draft edge. The drop off between the first round guys and the fourth round guys is huge. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, there's solid guys in day three that I think could make a difference. There's Tariq Sapp, there's Jamon Tapp, there's a few others that I've talked about. So there are guys out there that could help. Because let's face it, how many teams have two guys that were double digit sack guys, two guys in the top 10? There wasn't a single other team in the NFL than the Detroit Lions. And that's why I think we need to resign AQM and draft another guy because we still need a guy to spell Aiden Hutchinson. We don't know what we have in Hassanin because he hasn't seen anybody. Logan the Wolverine Jones, not his real nickname, but I like it. um, so tomorrow my focus is about Logan Jones at center. I've seen so many people talk about Jake Slaughter or Parker Brailsworth or Connor Lew. Connor Lew, I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole this draft. He just had his second ACL surgery around the middle of last season, which means he won't even come back to the middle of this season before he can even take the field to practice. So miss me with that guy out of Auburn, even though he's probably one of the best centers in the draft. I wouldn't draft him because he's had ACL tears in both knees now in his college history. And I bet you if you had a chance to look up his high school snaps, he missed games due to calf strings. Calf, not hamstring. Big difference. Hamstring strains and pulls happen all the time. If they happen repeatedly and an overly abundant amount, that's a red flag too. But for somebody to miss a couple games due to a hamstring strain, that's nothing compared to the calf strain. The calf strain is bigger. It's all your pivoting that you do on your knees and ankles. You're preaching to the choir, brother. I know all that. I think he is the next Frank Ragnow. I think he is a trench commander. I was going to focus on Jack Strand tomorrow, but I think I'm going to do the Logan Jones one. But that's all he's played is center in college. He made the switch in high school from defensive line to offensive line. So he does understand the moves that he's up against as a center. In his freshman year, he was redshirted to sit behind a certain guy that we're talking about that we're clamoring for if he's a free agent, Tyler Lindebaum. 4-year starter at Iowa after Lindebaum left. So he's the Remington Award winner on the award-winning offensive line for the NCAA last year. That was Iowa. Gunnings Dunker could be a guy. He's projected to be third overall. I hey, trust me. I just said all the Lions fans are clamoring for because that's what we hear about every day. Oh, we got to get Linderbaum. I think it's very rare that we're even going to get a chance at Linderbaum. That's just me. On my end, it's getting quiet again. You know what I do when it's quiet. That's right. I put on a little music in the back. Still waiting for it to show up. There's something going on with shipping. Our postal service is slow. Otherwise, I'd be wearing the hat today. It was supposed to get here yesterday and it didn't show up. At least the new mouse did. I like the new mouse. Really, I just love the music. Yes, I love it when they all come back. Brent DeWitt is one of our old timers. I don't know where he had been lately. He's probably busy at this time. It's the middle of the workday. Yeah, it's a 17 and a half on Spotrac, but I believe he's going to get closer to that 20 to 25 and make just as much as like Frank Ragnow was making. Yes, I love building this community. Um, I went back and watched the show that I did 4 years ago. I don't know if we bring AA back. That's why I would target it a linebacker who are a pick. That's just me. There's a couple of guys I like, and I'm okay with waiting to day three to get them. Age pitcher out of Indiana is good off-ball linebacker. Kendall Daniels out of Oklahoma, who is off-ball linebacker slash he's a safety. Started out as a safety, out through the position. Instead of getting quick just because he got big first size, he grew height size. Kendall Daniels, the freshman year, was 6'2", 210-pound safety. In his senior year, he's 6'5" and 242 pounds. So you got a safety that plays off-ball linebacker, like linebacker that plays off ball with safety skills. We see that middle box guy either inside or outside at linebacker, and he can actually stick and cover with tight ends and slot receivers because he is a 4 or 5 guy. I'd love to bring that in. And if you go to my link right here, you'll see them. I'll bring it up. Yeah, that's because I was switching. Hey, gun guy, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. A long time. Just standing up, panther up. And if I look away, it kind of does that too. I kind of direct it at the mic now. And it might have something to do with me playing the music in the background. There's a link to my articles. Scan the QR code. It'll take you right to the South Florida Tribune under the Motor City Tribune heading to mine. I'd have had to put them on first, sir. Man, I love it when you're here, good guy. I don't think we end up with Linderbaum. I'm going to say that now, even if we clear enough cap. I think he ends up a Giant. And there's not much else out there unless we trade for somebody, and I don't want to give up draft capital. I already did my mock draft today. You know, this is number 44. That's the result. I think that's a perfect draft. Rebuilt the O-line, then filled in the depth. Trading Stoops is a big corner. I like him. Let me read about him for you. 6'2", 198. He's a sixth-year senior. He's one of those ones one of the last ones because of COVID. He was a redshirt his freshman year. COVID hit, then a redshirt freshman. But he achieved an elite PFSN cornerback impact grade of 90.4 while allowing a meager 35.9 QB rating against him for Arizona, generating incompletions on a whopping 15% of the targets sent his way by True Media. Sporting a lean frame, Stoops is an explosive, quick-footed, fluid mover in coverage who weaponizes his hyper-elite processing, route vision, and adapted with calculated, efficient footwork, rapid reaction, and proactive physicality at contact. In other words, a shutdown corner, not a lockdown corner. I don't think so. I would re-sign Zylstra if he's healthy and bring back Nowakowski and then draft Nowakowski or any of those guys later that are those big guys. There's Bo Kicker and then a couple other guys that are good. See, but I don't think he fits as a tight end. You'd have to put 40 pounds on his frame. He's tall enough, but he's light. Whereas getting somebody like Riley Nowakowski, who's 6'2" and 240, has long arms, can block, is also a fullback when he wants to play. But he already blocks like a tight end in the run game. I think taking him off the boundaries area, you know, whether it's the slot or on the outside, because they lined him up a little bit everywhere when he was out there. Depending on if they were running the trips right, trips left, he was the guy on the opposite side, on the outside, and nobody realizes that because everybody was so focused on what was going on the trip side. There. Man, I love it because you guys came in just as the comments were starting to go stale. So, Gun Guy, it's good to see you. He could be an Rondé Gadsden or Colson Loveland off the line type of slot guy, but he already is that. If you think about it, that's what they use him as. Yeah, that's why I don't mind grabbing him like in the 6th round. You know, this team looks at a lot of things, but what they do look at the most is, are you either versatile or were you a team leader in college? Almost everybody we drafted was a team captain the first 3 seasons. That cannot go understated. And I like my nickname I gave Logan Jones for my article, Trench Commander. Yes, I'm creating my own memes. I use them also as if I'm going to do a draft spotlight show where I focus on one player out of the draft, I'm going to make a meme for it from now on. I just think it works out better. It looks good. I'm going to continue to change and develop this into something that's more pleasing to the eye. Because that's what we're missing. We're missing our trench commander we had for the last 9 seasons in Frank Ragnow. And we need another one. And I would rather draft him than depend on somebody who might only be here a year to 3 years. That's just me. This has been another edition of Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. I love spending my lunchtime with you, gentlemen. It is a pleasure and an honor. And try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody. No matter what team you follow, we are all human. No matter what side of the political bird you're on, you're a part of it. And it's been flipping off the American public the entire time until you get that through your thick skull and stop listening to the media and stop hating each other and start loving each other again. We can't control what happens. They will be in control. Have a great day, everybody.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.